Hello everyone, it's Kay from the Paper Shed. Thanks for popping on and joining me again today. Welcome back to the second part of our 4 seasons journals. This is winter. We are doing 3 signature winter journal at the moment, which is going to go in this one. But because we made a boo-boo with this, I'm going to do this one as a 1 signature just to show you that you can actually do them in whatever size you want. So if you just want 1 and you like to just carry around a smaller version, that's fine. If you prefer to have a nice chunky monkey, then this will be the one that you'll want to do. We're sort of ready now to put the signature together, which is what we're going to do next. I'll just pop those out the way for you. So I've just been collecting some different papers. So we've got parchment paper, we've got straw paper, we have lined tea-dyed paper, we've got some tea-dyed plain papers there, we've got some of my Amazon special, which is the I can't remember what this was called. It's an antique type paper and it was an absolute bargain on Amazon. So I've got some of those. These are old. These are the covers that are in a book. This was actually off the music book that I had. And these were like the liner pages that you have at the front and the back that are empty. You know, they've got nothing on them. I like to keep these and use them in my books. So I've got a couple of that size and I've got a couple this size. And I've got some green decorator's sheets. So it's just a case of having a few multiple different ones. So we like to, or I like to put around 20 A4 sheets into 1 signature. So as well as have I got my decorative ones there? So as well as the decorative ones that I'm going to pop in between, I don't tend to use this much. I think it's a bit, I like it to be paper like this, but for decorations and for little bits of added to bring it all together, I do like to pop a few of those in between the sheets. I've got some handmade mulberry paper there, which is quite nice. It's nice and see-through. I then have some, they've called this parchment paper. I think it's because of the mottled look on the paper that it's called parchment paper, but I've got a couple of pieces of those. And then I came across these. Now, I got these from a charity shop locally. They've got a few odd bits, and I didn't really know what these were. They're scored in the middle, and I'm assuming that they are card inserts. I think they're card inserts. I'm almost sure that's what they're used for. It's not cardboard, it is paper, so it feels quite nice paper. And I had quite a bundle in all different colours, so I've just picked a few of the blue out just to add a little bit of colour in there as well. So I'm going to move that over to there just to give us a bit of room. So literally all we're going to do is fold our papers and yeah, just pop them together. I like to do about 20. So let's just have a count. I've got a decorator sheet. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, I've got 21. Yeah, I'll take one of those out and I'll pop some of this blue in. I quite like this dark blue. Might pop that in. Yeah. So there we go. So all we really need to do is get this all folded. I do want sort of a middle page. So I'm just going to have this one as a fold out because it's so long. So I'm going to just fold that like so. Can I do it to there? I can do it to there. Then I'm just going to line that up. We can either do it that way or we can do it the other way. And we'll use one of those as our middle. So that's one. You can score these and so that you're getting them perfectly straight if you wish. But you're probably going to have to cut these down slightly. So it's up to you whether you want to do that with a scoreboard. I'm just going to go freehand and just get those in there. This is some really nice paper. It's really quite thick as well. I think that's going to be quite thick. So on this one, I think I will do that on a scoreboard. That's quite nice as well. Okay. This is some parchment paper. Now, I've used clear parchment paper before, like the normal sort of, you know, like greaseproof. But this is a parchment paper, and I go to a local guy who is local to where my mum lives. And I went up the other week because I like to get the tin foil. I like to buy the foil from him because he has end rolls and it's really, really thick. Anyway, he got some really big wide ones there this time for a little bit extra money. So I bought 2 of those off him instead. And he said, I bought some greaseproof. So he said, oh, do you use parchment paper? I said, oh yeah, all the time. So he bought another big roll of that out. And this was, so it was this size parchment paper and it was £2. So I was quite chuffed with that because they're lovely. And I like the fact that it's that colour because it almost looks like it's been tea stained. So yeah, it was pretty good. Now what I like to do with these is I like to just put a little bit of a side pocket on there before I fold it in half. It just saves me putting it down. Yeah, you can do it whichever way. You can always turn these around as well if you want, so that they're not all facing the same way when you come to put them in. Or you could even do a bottom. You do a bottom pocket like this, and we can use that in our middle if you want to. Yeah, I think I will do that actually. I'll leave that like that. Because I do like a middle, something special in the middle of my journals. These more or less are the same. So these are little tuck areas. So just make your papers however the way you want to. I only do this with my A4 sheets just because it just saves cutting some of them off, and it can give you a pocket if you want to glue it down. It can just give you a little bit of an extra space to write, so it's a journaling spot. There's lots of alternatives there. I'm going to fold this one up and make a pocket with that. So, how's your week going? Mine's becoming extremely busy. I've had to go into work today, and I don't normally work on a Friday. So it's thrown me back a little bit with my videoing. So I've come straight from work and I've jumped straight on to get this done for you guys. So as this one is already bent there, I'm going to use it like that. That'll be fine to do that, I think. So we folded our 20 pieces. Have I folded the... Yeah, I have. So we folded our 20 pieces. I might have slightly more than that. And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to pop them into different piles now. Just because I want to alternate them in different ways. So however you do your journal is however you do it. And I'd like you to stick with it. Paper, specialist paper, specialist paper, and then we've got 2 patterns. Okay, so we have got more of this paper, so I'm going to bring one of these in first. So that's going to be my first one. No, actually, I'm going to do that. That's going to be my middle. And then I'm going to bring that one in. And then a piece of this, I think. And then some lined and some plain. Yeah, you want that to be turned around, so that's on this side. So if you can see, because that one had that on there, I've turned this one round so that one's on this side. Some specialist paper now. Although that would be nice over some of this, wouldn't it? I think I'll turn that the other way so that when this is on, you can see that through there. That'll make that quite nice. 1, 2, 3, and 1. A piece of parchment paper, that'd be nice over something lighter. Let's pop this one in, and this one. Just making sure that's the right way up. I think I'll put that in. It's nice over there. You can see through it. Then we've got some straw paper and decorator's paper left. This one. And this one. And this one. And then this beautiful parchment. It's actually a card. Yeah, I did actually want to do some vellum, but I haven't got around to printing any. So just put that out of the way and those out of the way. Right, so we've got a nice collection going there. I'm using this card just as my outer, and I am going to need to make that a bit shorter because it's exactly the same size. Yeah, I just want to make that a bit shorter. So I'm just going to turn that around. I'm just going to take off about that much. Okay. Oops. Off as well. for that one as well. So there we go. So and that should fit quite nicely now into your A4 sheet. There we go. So that's nice up there and nice there. So I just want to check that that's going to go into my book there. Yeah, that's a perfect size actually for a one signature. So okay, so we're going to do that. So the width of that is fine. What I want to do is I just want to draw a line down there, just so that I can see where that's got to be cut. Now the problem with this is anything that you have folded, it should be further in. If I'm honest, it's not very often they're on the outer edge, but just to make sure, just check that you've got no folded ones in within that volume there. So I am gonna put my ruler down. I'm gonna line it with the top and the bottom, and then what I'm gonna do is actually you want to come slightly in. Just thought I want to come just slightly in like that. Now you can do this either with a knife or with a cutter. It is entirely up to you how you do it. I've got used to, I used to find the knife really difficult to use, and it is only practice. Really, the more you do it, the easier you find it, because you don't need to, I'm quite heavy handed. You don't actually need to, you know, you're not trying to cut into somebody's skin, you're just trying to cut through a little bit of paper. And yeah, I used to be quite heavy handed with it all, and it can make it a little harder to do. I used to get all sorts of raggedy edges and all sorts. I still do. I mean, see, I've sort of caught that because it's on a double page, but you know, I just think it adds to it, to be honest. So that now should actually fit quite nicely into your A4 sheet, and there we've got that little booklet going there. So we know all that's right. I'm just going to clear away this mess. And then all we're going to do literally is get that. You've got to have this the right way now, and you've got to make sure that all your papers are the right way. So we have a pocket there, we have a pocket there, which is the right way up. Your papers are the right way up. You've got a little pocket there. You don't have to use this sort of paper. That pocket there, that's the right way. That one's fine. You can actually use, you can put, you know, book pages. You can put all sorts of stuff in here. You don't need to just stick to this sort of paper, and it's entirely up to you what you put in. As long as it's around 20-ish pages, that will give you 80 sides to each journal, and by the time you've chunked that out with some ephemera and pockets and tags and all of that, it will be more than enough. So so yeah, so that's going to get done and put into there. I'm going to put this on a band purely because it's one that we need to swap out occasionally. So I'm actually going to put this on some elastic, but we're going to finish the book first. So let me get the stuff and I'll be back. So we're ready to sew these signatures in now. So I'm just going to pop just want to get those so that they're all straight in there, as far back to there as possible. I want this to be sort of a little bit higher up. Make sure that you've got those pages in the right place. And I'm just gonna stick this on. Sorry, just gonna stick that on there. I'm just gonna get another one. So yeah, I've got myself some wax thread in a grey-ish colour, just because my thing is blue, and I've got quite a fat, large-eyed blunt needle, which I'm going to just thread with that. I'm probably not going to need all this. This was an offcut from something else. So the rule of thumb usually is 3 times the amount of your signature if it's a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. You can do more if you want to. I don't think there's any need for this type of journal, with it being a 1 signature and the fact that there's not very much in it. So just going to do that. You will need an awl of some sort. You want to make sure that it's nice and sharp. I've got a blunt one because I've done something to the end of it, and the only other one I've got is this one with the little thread hole in. So we'll use this sharp one for now. So I normally gauge the middle, and then I hold it flat-ish. I have ordered a little cradle to do this because I find it a lot, or I would find it a lot easier. And then I'm going to come up at because this is shorter than my pages, I'm going to just come up just a little bit higher than I normally would, just so that it catches on there, and push that through. And I'm going to do the same on the top. So I tend to hold my pages and push through, and it seems to work somehow. Oh, there's my other one. I knew I'd got another one. It worked anyway. So we're then going to get our threaded needle. We're going to go now. If you want the strings to be on the inside, you start from the inside. If you want your string on the outside, you start from the outside. I want mine on the inside, but we also need this cover. That was me. That was my own fault. I shouldn't have done it like that. I should have actually added this in. I'm going to have to do that now. Just bear with me just a second while I just rearrange my my bulldog clips. Okay. Oh, trying to do this one-handed is proving a little difficult, but there we've got it now. Okay, so let's start again. We can actually do this. We'll have to just use that awl again for just poking those through there. Okay, so we're back at the needle. So we go right the way through. We leave a little tag on the end of here, and you just stick your thumb on it, just so that you can pull it a bit taut. And we're going to go in this end, There we go. And then we're going to go right the way down to the bottom. Go in through there. Okay, this tag then is on flat on this side, so you want this one, go back in there, try not to pierce your thread, and then as you pull the needle through, just pull this thread over so that your other end will be that side. Okay, and we're going to just tug that together. We're going to take those off, and then what we're going to do is we are going to tie these. Just a normal tie, just give it a good tug, not too tight that it's going to rip your pages, just enough to make those as secure as possible. And then we're going to tie that. I just put my needle away, otherwise I will lose it. I just keep it on a magnet on my light so I don't actually lose it all. Right, so you can either tie a bow. I sometimes leave one a bit longer so that I can put the beads on it, which is possibly what I might do with this because it's a one signature booklet. It's possible that I will do that. So all my pages are in. They're all still quite nicely fitted into my booklet, and I've got my little string there in case I want to do some beads in a little while. So the next thing is to start to decorate. I've chosen these two pieces here. I'm thinking of having this on the front of here, just with a little tiny edge all the way around. So I'm going to just take that down to a fairly decent size. Okay, so let's cut it about in the middle. That, and put that one as well because I want that one for the inside, I think. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure this. So I'm sort of going to, I want a little bit off each side so that it's equal and that it's sort of centered onto the front of my journal or my signature. It needs to come over a little bit there. So that side just needs a tiny bit, and this side needs to come off about there. And then I've got, let's see where that edge is there. Just pull that down just a smidge. Just want about that much. So if I then put that flat and work my way up to there, yeah, I want to cut it off about here. Now I'm just wondering whether I should just cut around that to make it look like it looks on there. And I actually think I might. I was going to do it differently, but I'm going to do it like this now. So I'm just going to take this off on the blue. Now we've got a few bits missing on this blue bit, so I'm just going to have to make my own little notches in it. And I am going to ink it around the edges. I'm probably going to do that on both sides. Just pick the back one before I do anything else. Making quite a loud noise, isn't it? What I've had on my scissors. Let's just see what that looks like now. Oh, it's still too long. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off of the top because there's less blue on the top, and I can sort of follow the little pattern a little bit, hopefully. Take all that blue off and see if that works. Okay, let's just see if that's enough. No, it's still not enough. I'm going to have to take the bottom blue off as well. So I think what I'll do is I'll just come in here and go around that. Yeah, that's better. So I think I will edge it, I think, with some ink, and I think I will do it for the back as well. Now the back piece is this piece. The reason I want that, because I would have assumed that that would have been okay, but because I need to put January on here, I want to leave it quite blank. So that's why I've chosen a different one to what would normally be on. And I'm not looking for that on the front, on the back. I just don't think it looks right. So I'm probably going to stick it on the back of here. But we'll come to that in a moment when I pick what should be. That's the right way up. Yeah, so I'm just gonna these were gonna go in here. So I was gonna put one there, and I was going to put this one on here. And the reason for that is because I think I could put some pockets down here then and still have this beautiful pattern up here. Now one should be at the bottom and one should be at the top, so it does look slightly different, but not by much. Okay, that's the difference, is this flower here is upside down on one. So we'll put that one at the back, we'll put the correct one at the front, and we'll put that one at the back, because then I can cover that quite high there with a pocket. So we'll do that for those. That's my front. So I just need to pick something pretty for the back. I quite like this piece. That's actually quite nice. I wouldn't have, it's the pinky purple things that I'm not 100% sure about. It is supposed to be a winter one, and I think I actually got it wrong. I think I read the papers wrong when I was picking my design, and because I had quite a lot open, I think I went for the wrong kit. But in saying that, it is called Frosted Flowers. But yeah, I think that was more to do with the look of the flower than the actual meaning of it. So I think I read it wrong, to be honest. I'm not sure. I don't know whether to use that or not, actually. Let's go with the original to save cutting up another piece. So yeah, and the way that I'm going to do that, I think, let me put this one on first, because that will just help. So I'm just going to use walnut stain. I could do really with a new one. I'm not going to go mad with it. I just want it just to take that harshness and just to give it a bit of sort of singed colour of an antique piece of paper. Yeah, quite like that. So I'm going to use Kalal just to, I should have filled it up actually. Okay. It'll give you just a little bit of wiggle room just to get this right. And I'm just going to open it and press down. Make sure it's in the right place and it hasn't moved, and it has. Put it back in. Just want these edges to be really stuck. Pick them up. And I just need to just giving it a couple of seconds to dry before we move on. And I think what we'll do, that was going into there, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. That was going into there. That one's going into there. Let's do the back of it first, though. So I think what we'll do with this is we'll do the same again, just so it's all really in keeping with it. I think that's pretty much got that. Okay, so we're going to cut round. What I'm going to do, and we have, I think, that's quite nice actually. I like the look of that. That's really cute. Let me just get rid of the junk, because I have to do this because I just don't have a lot of working space. Okay, so we do the insides. Now the insides will be just slightly easier because the top and bottom is actually correct. I'm just going to take a smidge off that side, and oh, I glued that to there. How did I manage to do that? Just get that glue off. That's the beauty of Kalal, though, it will rub off. And I think we'll just have to take a smidge off this side. Top and bottom's fine. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my decal edge. This is what I did with these when I was prepping. So this side's already been done. So I'm just going to pop that into there. And I just want to take that glue off, really. There we go. That's one. And then just get that about the same. Okay. And that's pretty good. And then I think when I've got, that's the back. That's perfect. We can work with that. I'll put pockets on the inside, I think, of these. When we come to do the decorating. So all I'm going to do, I think, off screen is on the third one. I think what I'll do is I will start the ephemera, but off screen I think I will do my other journal books up. So my signatures, I'll make those up for the one that's having the 3 on. Start that again. So what I'm going to do, I think, is when we finish today, I will then off screen make up the 3 signatures to go in here. I think what we'll do today, because I'm getting the time's getting on as well, is I'm going to pop this into its holder. I'm going to pop this into there. I'm going to put the elastics on and I'm going to do that. Yeah, no, cut all of that. So let's just get these ones glued in. Again, I'll be doing pockets for the inside of these, I think. Let's just wiggle that into place. Doesn't it look nice with the border around it? I do quite like that in my journal, in my signatures. I think it looks so much nicer than just a plain cover. Stick this one in. There's that a bit of wiggle room. And get that pushed in into place. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm liking that. What do you think of your signature? So what I'm going to do to finish off today is I'm just going to get this one placed and stitched into here. Just so that your journal is like that. We don't need the glue. So what we do need, however, is top and bottom of there, we need some eyelets. And I'm not sure. I'll need my crocodile. And I wanted, have I got big ones still? Yeah, I've got a little box here. Right, so I found the ones that I want. I've gone with these sort of They're sort of a dark charcoal, but look navy. I don't know what it is. I just tested one because I wanted to make sure that it would go through because of that join there, but it does. So all we're going to do is we're just going to line that up with this one. Turn it right around the right way. I'm just going to get my pokey tool just to get that bit of material out there. There we go. Yeah. So just to the side. I don't want it to go down too far. And that's it. Doesn't always pull that off. Okay, we pop that in the hole, which is there. Get that over the top, and we just squeeze real tight, and there we've got it. There's one that side and one that side. So let me just move that, pop that back in there. And then all I'm going to do is, because it's just a one signature, you just want to go through there with a piece of elastic. I have this black. I can't remember the length of it. Does it say on there? I know that it's a 2mm, 40 meters on a roll, and it's 2mm wide. I like the 2mm purely because I find it a little bit more sturdy than the 1.5. I've used the 1.5 in the past. Now you don't want to pull this too tight and it will let you. So you think that you're doing it really tight, but it'll just bend. You just want to make sure that you can, when you tie it, you want it fairly tight, but you also want to be able to ping it. Okay. Then just going to do another one and pull that really tight along there. This was from Amazon and it came as 2 rolls. So I had 2 40-meter rolls. I think it was just over £10. So it's actually quite a good buy. So you've got your pingy elastic in there now. And what we're going to do is we're going to find the middle, which is there. And we're going to just pop that into there like that. Now, if you find, because your book is quite tall, and the 2 pieces, because by rights really you need to have the 2 pieces flush with the top and the bottom of your book. Mine's not too bad actually, but I have done it in the past where it's been a bit tight. If you find that it's a bit tight, take the book out and get a little I've got a tiny one. Get a little hole punch. You can use it with a punch actually. Do it with a punch. Get a little hole punch. You could use your thing if you wanted, your crocodile. Do it on the smallest one, and then just put your page, the edge of your book, to the edge of your, so line your mark up on your crocodile with the middle of this here, and line that fold line right in the middle of there, and then just push your book in till you get just to see the tip halfway through the hole, and just cut a little notch. I haven't hardly done that. Just bear with me just a sec. I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. So I'm lining it up. I'm making sure that I've got part of that in there. and I'm just going to do that. And what that does, look, let me show you against a whiter piece of paper. Okay. I don't really think you can see, I've just notched a little hole, look, in here. Just put a little notch in there, and you put a little notch in this side here. Let me see if I can zoom so that I can show you what I mean. So what I've done on both ends, I've done this, look, I've just made a little notch. And when you come to put that, I've done it on both ends. And just pop that back. Put it on both ends. So when you pop it into here now, you will find that it will sit. Sorry, I'm not showing you, am I? It will then, that's it. That's it. So what it's doing now, look, is it's sitting in that notch there and there, so that it doesn't pinch your signature. I've done it quite a few times, so it's quite easy to do. Let me just zoom back out. Okay, so yeah, all it does is sit in there now, and that's quite good. And so what we'll do next time is we will do the cover, and we will start filling our pages with a little bit of something nice to look at. So pockets, tags, that sort of thing. We've already got a pocket on the back which has been sewn on. And then what I'm going to do off of camera is I'm going to make up my 3 signatures for this one so that I can get it to the same position as this one. And then what we'll do is we'll do bits of each, hopefully. So I hope that was okay. I'm sorry it was a little long today. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. I did. I like it when it starts coming all together and you can see some results. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next time. Hope you'll join me. Thanks for watching today. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.